I want to have Pastor Harry Marroquin come up just one moment also. Pastor Marroquin was very instrumental when this in July when we had Pastor Rafael Cruz come and invited many Christians to meet with Rafael Cruz, who had some great things to say. I think inspired us all. So why are we here?
Thank you. My name is Harry Marroquin, and I'm a pastor of a Spanish congregation here in Bakersfield. And usually when I think of politics, we have been taught in our church not to get side, not to get too involved in politics, but I understand that we need to get involved as Christians. And the reason why we're here and the reason why I'm supporting Pedro Rios is because I think that California is going in a really bad path, is going completely away from God. And I think when I think of homosexual marriages and Proposition 8, we work really hard on that. Then the courts, they just throw it away after what the people have done. And I talk to a lot of people, and they think, well, they have the right to get married and stuff. But what I always think is our children, because then they go to schools, K through 12, and they teach the children that it's okay. Us as adults, we know that the Bible says that it's between a man and a woman. Marriage is only between a man and a woman. That's sacred. And also even nature shows us that. That's the only natural way. But then they go to our children, and I say that because I was a student from, I came when I was 10 years old from El Salvador to California, and I studied in 5th grade. From 5th grade all the way to high school and college, I was taught, I was fed, saying that homosexual was okay, saying that abortion was okay, that God didn't exist, and all my morals and all my values that I had learned as a child, it was thrown away by our teachers. And for many years, I started thinking that it was true. There is no God, homosexuality is okay, and abortion is okay, and I went through that route. But when I was 23 years old, I converted to Christ again. I came back to my roots and follow Christ, and then I saw everything from a different angle, and from there on I couldn't take what the universities were teaching me, what the state was trying to teach me, and I decided that we had to take a stand in favor of our children, because their minds and their souls are in danger. And that's why I'm voting for Pedro Rios. That's why I'm telling my church openly, vote for Pedro Rios. For me, I want to vote for him, and I want to get many people to vote for him because he's conservative, because he's going to stand for moral values. This last law, AB 1266, it really made me upset. And I was thinking, what kind of brain do they have up there in the state assembly? What are they thinking? No common sense at all. How could a boy or a girl just think that they're from the different sex and go to any bathroom they decide? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It's immoral, and it has no common sense. And I was wondering, how come they just pass these laws and then the governor just comes and sign it? And the reason is because they have a super majority, and that's why they passing these laws, and that's why we need to put Pedro Rios there so we could stop that. We need to do something for our children. Many of my colleagues, the Hispanic pastors in Southern California, where I come from, they don't want to get involved. They're kind of afraid to say something because they figure they're going to get in trouble with the government or something, and so they don't want to get involved too much. And I always tell them we have to get involved, and we have to vote on our morals and our values. And I know many of us Hispanics, I wish more of my people will open their eyes, because us Hispanics usually, traditionally or historically, we have voted in the Democrat Party, and sometimes I think many of our people don't see how we're affecting our future generations, how we're affecting our children when we vote Democratic. And I know they offer bread and cheese, they offer milk, they offer those things to our people, but in exchange, we have to give them the souls and the minds of our children. And that's what makes me really upset, because I think God is the one that is He supplies. God is the provider. He's the provider. Many of us came illegally to this country. Thank God we are now U.S. citizens. We are involved. We are living the American dream, just like Pedro. That's the other reason why I'm also voting for Pedro, because I relate to his experience. He came as a child from Mexico and accomplished the American dream. And that could happen to all of us once, if we decide to study, if we decide to do our work and be diligent, like the Bible says. And so I want to vote for Pedro Rios, and I want many people to vote because of that point. We need to save our children. They're just being taught so many things against God, and we need to put a Christian voice, a conservative voice in the state assembly. And good thing that he's Mexican, that he's Hispanic. And I wish more Hispanics, more Mexican and Central American people could understand what's going on and not to be guided because of what the other party offers, which they offer so many things, a driver license for illegals. And I understand that because I was there before. I know many people that are there. But I think that we should vote on morals and values, because that's what is going to save our nation, our state, and our nation. Thank you. May God bless you all.